everybody, this is Savepoint, a show where we talk about video game news and video game related topics, sometimes questions that you people infrequently ask us.
Yeah, in them comments, leave us some damn questions.
Even your favorite color like we did last time, you know?
Yeah, I still haven't heard back on that yet.
Seriously.
My name's Ryan.
I'm Nick.
And kind of a slow week of video game news, not too much crazy shit going on.
Slow month, you kidding me?
Honestly, I think we're still just riding the wave of the Nintendo Switch, kind of the not so hype launch of Mass Effect, and
yeah, like literally, I heard nothing like happen with that. Like,
I mean, there are people who are playing it, but I feel like they're kind of playing it quietly because it's kind of like the thing to talk shit about it. I don't know. I've seen people posting comments on forums, Reddit.
Like when Mass Effect 3 came out, and like any of the Mass Effects came out, it was hype. Like everybody was talking about it. Like it was the shit to be talking about. You know?
Right.
Like so,
and it's
like
not.
like this, it's just like
it kind of just passed over.
Yeah, it was like straight to DVD movie, you know, like.
But we do have some sort of news going on. We have to. I took notes.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have the Xbox refund. So on the Xbox One store,
14 days.
Yes, 14 days. And is it Xbox 360 purchases too? It's just, or is it just Xbox
Windows
One?
10.
Oh yes, and it does extend to the Windows
Xbox
store.
Live games. Yeah.
Wow. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. All right. So you have 14 days to return it if you don't want the game. But this doesn't mean you can just get a game, play through the whole thing, and then return it and get your money back.
Unless you can beat a game in 2
hours.
hours.
I know you thought you were slick. Thought you were slick.
If you can beat the game in 2 hours.
That's the caveat. You got 2 hours of gameplay before they say, you know what, we think that's like if you buy a pizza and they did something wrong and you call them back and you say, I don't want this pizza. If they come back and you've eaten more than half the pizza,
especially after 14 days, they're gonna
after 14 days. And if you spent over 2 hours eating it, they're gonna be like, how bad could it be? You've been eating this for 2 hours. It's exactly the same as that, but with Xbox.
Yes.
So that's cool. I mean, they're riding a wave that I think was popularized by Origin, and then Steam did it, honestly. And that's kind of a surprising thing.
And now people are leaning on Sony. People are leaning on them really hard.
Yeah, like, where that?
Yeah, they want to see it on for them.
I mean, the thing is it makes more sense on PC, and I see why it started on PC first, because compatibility is a real issue. You will just sometimes have games that won't run on your computer.
Yeah, some people just don't have the equipment to run some of the games, and it is the way it is.
But that's good. Good on you, Microsoft. I think you're just following the wave, but you're following a good wave. So big ups to you.
I like the wave with more games, though.
Put more games in your waves. All right, so we got some Nintendo news.
Yeah, the Switch outsold the PS4 and Xbox for the month of March.
And I believe that does also include PS4 Pro sales.
Yes.
Yeah, and
the soon-to-be non-future
Xbox One S as well. The Xbox One Slim model, I guess. I think that's what the S stands for. But in other news, they have announced that they will no longer be producing, or rather selling, NES Classic units in the United States.
Create scarcity. That's how you make your own market.
But that's the weird thing because, like, I don't know. I think it's a marketing tactic. Even if they're losing money by not selling it to more people.
Well, they already have a whole crap ton of them made. Like, they're just sitting in warehouses, They're not losing anything by, like, not making anymore. It's money that they're not spending.
And is it sort of, like, counterintuitive to their whole virtual console? You know what I mean? Because, like, aren't many of these games are going to try to get you to buy again for Virtual Console on your Switch?
Maybe. I mean, who knows? We have not heard anything about the Virtual Console.
Also, you know what we haven't talked about on any episode so far is, gosh, I don't know if it was specifically just with Zelda, but the fact that you could only have one save file and it can't migrate between systems or some crazy shit.
Something like that. I don't know. I know people were having problems where, like, that they would, like, something bad would happen to their console and they'd have to send it back, and for whatever reason Nintendo couldn't save the data that was like on the console. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean,
I need to fact check that.
Zelda is a small game, or you could beat it pretty quickly if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those games where it's like if you put so many hours in, it's just discouraging.
Yeah.
So the other thing we were going to talk about is the swatting development with this Tyran, what's his name?
Tyran Dobbs. Yeah, it happened about a year ago, and they finally caught the fools who did it. Don't.
Up to 20 years potentially they might get charged with. And you know what? I think that's fine.
All the way in Britain.
I think that's fine because here's the thing. It's such a premeditated thing, you know what I mean? It took so much work to do that, and it's life-threatening. You don't play with that. Like, when you're talking about, they call it in and they put a threat in that is life-threatening.
You're telling these cops that this is actually happening. They think that they're going to walk into a shit show.
Yeah, there's going to be guns
they are trained
and
to
samurai swords,
to be on the edge
clubs.
of their seats, billy clubs, right?
Trebuchets.
Trebuchet? Where's trebuchet? R/trebuchet memes.
Moabs. They got like a flying mongoose bear trap.
The mother of all mongoose bear traps. God.
You don't play around with the SWAT people, man. You know there was a movie called SWAT once, I believe, and we wouldn't want those people showing up at your house meaning business.
No. It's a dangerous thing, and you should not do it. Nobody should do it. You know, if you're calling and you're sending pizzas to somebody's house, it's one thing. But when you're sending police who are ready to just shoot people for no reason, you know.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
There are better ways to get your kicks off, is what I'm saying. Like, if you do that for laughs, like, there are, like, comedy specials you can watch, there's...
Entertainment's pretty easy to get a hold of these days.
You don't have to call in SWAT on on strangers.
You don't have to, like, make cave paintings to, like, have fun anymore,
Yeah, you don't have to beat somebody over the head with a small saxophone. Anyway, so what was this game you've been hyping all about? I heard you've been liking this video game.
Oh, yeah, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. It's kind of like a battle royale meets...
So it's Player Unknown's Battleground?
Yeah.
Who developed this?
Player Unknown. I guess that's like his name. That's like his moniker.
Okay, so this was like developed by a small team or an...
The team's called Blue Hole, and every time I see it, I think of Butthole. Every time.
I see. Oh, I know there's Bluetooth. I don't know what the Blue Hole is, and I don't think I need to.
I imagine it's on a Smurf somewhere.
I think it might be in that Mass Effect game.
Good Christ. But, so it's basically just a Battle Royale style game. It's like reminiscent of DayZ. It's got a little bit of Rust in there. It's got a mismatch. And then there's this gas cloud that's kind of like always looming, so you always kind of want to like plan your like looting and then moving and stuff like that. And
so it's a very mobile game.
Yeah, you have to deal with everybody else who's trying to kill you. I mean, it's really stressful, especially when you play like first person, or not first person, but single player. Like there's 100 people out there who are trying to beat you over the head with a frying pan to make their advancement further.
So you played it, right?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$39.99. It's an alpha game. I know there's like an optimization patch coming on the 14th, because that's like the big problem with the game now. It runs like dog shit. Like even on the best of systems, it's just not optimized.
I feel like alpha is like a negative marketing term now. I think they're gonna stop calling it alpha because now, like, I don't know, even me.
It's just playable at this point.
Like, when I hear alpha, I think it's always gonna be alpha, because there are
alpha
games
in my
that
head
have
is just
never
like
left.
it's code. Like it's not even like it's like the bears. It's like mesh and wire structures and stuff. That's alpha to me. Like that's in production, but whatever. Who it means a different thing.
So do you think it's worth the $40?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it.
So what like kind of keeps the replay value going? Because you're kind of just doing the same thing every time.
Yeah, but it's just like a different experience. Like it's a different experience every time. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think it's worth playing if you're not gonna have the team experience?
You can auto matchmake, and there's been people with good experiences. And I mean, the internet's there. You can make friends if you try. I mean, you got to put the effort for it.
I wonder how bad the troll scene is for that.
Yeah, pretty bad.
But it sounds fun. I mean, I've watched some gameplay. It's all over YouTube, and people are getting really hype about it recently.
It's on Twitch. It's like the third most watched thing on Twitch now.
I mean, it's exciting to watch. It definitely has that kind of like dramatic sort of suspense element of who's gonna get killed.
Right.
So I just wanted to mention the Xbox backwards compatibility on Xbox One for Xbox 360. They've been doing a pretty good job. They had the Mass Effect. Yeah, and then they just came out with Black Ops 2, which we just got, and it runs great. Still tons of people playing, and I think it's because it connects you with the 360 players as well.
Think so?
I believe so, yeah. And so on what I was going to mention before, the Xbox Game Pass, it seems like they're really getting ready to launch that. They just they've kind of expanded their like tester group for it. I believe there's only going to be 28 games when it launches, but I think it's $5 a month. You get access to all these games. So it's all going to come down to what that game list, the ultimate game list is, to determine if it's worth getting. But Xbox is trying to add value, and I think it's like they're adding all this value where this whole of good games should be taken up by. So
I mean, it's interesting. Like when are games going to stop being like when are games going to like transition to like the streaming market, like with music. You instead of going out and buying a new game, you're signed up with a service and you just
That sounds terrifying. I mean, I like
it's
it as
going
an option.
that way.
I like it as an option. I hate it as a rule. You know what I mean? Because like
it just seems like it's moving in that direction. Like there's always these little like streaming services for things like backwards compatibility or older games like with the PlayStation TV and stuff like that, where it's like you don't really own these games, but we're allowing you to play a piece of history.
I feel like they need to be the video game companies in general. They need to be cooler about and not just the game companies. I mean the actual console creators. They need to be better about carrying your licenses forward. I think it's ridiculous when like you have to get like arcade or classic games and you have to buy it for the new system. Like if you have the Switch, can you play virtual console games you bought on your Wii?
There is no virtual console, so it's not a thing.
Isn't there a virtual console on the Wii where you get like
on the Wii? On like the Wii U there is, but not.
Oh, I thought that it's been announced for the Switch, has it not?
No. There's been no word of virtual console. There's just been rumors and rumblings.
I thought it was a real thing.
At some point, it's got to come. Like, it has to. Like, there's just no way they couldn't do it. It'd be stupid.
Then that's my question. Then are they going to let you carry over your licenses?
Because they don't do that for the Nintendo 3DS. Like, you can't buy a game that you could play on both consoles and have it intermingle. You know what I mean? So Nintendo is usually pretty segregated with their consoles.
They really have just been leaving this up in the air. That's wild. Nintendo, what's the dealio? You've been milking your classic titles since you like.
How about Nintendo? You leak right now in our comments what your plans are,
that would be the craziest thing that has ever happened. And it won't, I'm sure. Anyway, so is there anything else you want to talk about? Mention?
No, it's a slow.
I'm sure
month.
I'm off frame. Huh?
Slow month.
Yeah, let us know what we should be talking about. If you're watching this and you exist,
if you have some like insider knowledge of like video game shit that like nobody knows about, like let us know. Let us be the first to break it for you.
Yes.
We will whistle blow for you.
Oh yeah. We will. You can trust us. We'll be like the WikiLeaks of video games,
right?
And not get anyone killed.
Or we could be the lone gunman. X-Files. Crazy bunch of frohickey. God damn it! You've never watched the X-Files.
I will not incriminate myself in any crime that you may or may not have committed. Anyway, let us know how you feel about being alive, and like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more.
Or don't.
Subscribe.
And subscribe anyway.
So get your friends to subscribe. And have a good night.
Because we for sure will. Good morning, Vietnam. Is that movie?
With Robin Williams? Yes.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
That's a different
Dead Poet Society. I'm not a goddamn uncultured swine, Ryan.